RVision here with head volleyball coach CJ Werneke. CJ, the season is over, and just looking for the general thoughts on the season. The team had 18 wins, the most since 2000, and had 4 conference victories, the most since 2005. Talk about where the program's headed.
Yeah, there's no doubt we had a good year. Now that the season's over, we'll have some time to process that and kind of look at the steps we did take. Obviously, one of the big things was learning how to win out of conference. With the 14-1 start, best in program history. That's the next step in the process. And now we got to learn how to win inside the conference a little bit more. We had the most conference road victories we've had in a while, so that's a positive step moving forward. And we're still working to get there, and it's going to be a work in progress, but we're that much closer.
Talk a little bit about the play of your freshmen and your newcomers this year.
It's no doubt that they came in and like a breath of fresh air, and added their abilities. Also made some mistakes as freshmen, but really contributed at a high level and really helped our program take that next step this year. That, in conclusion, with the development of the seniors and the kind of year they put together, that combination, led us to have a great year.
Yeah, you talk about the seniors. They had their 4 years here, the 4 of them. What did they bring?
There's no doubt that they left their impact and mark on the program. 4 years ago, before they got here, we were 2-22, and now they're leaving at 18-12. So having double-digit wins every year they've been here, there's no doubt that as their development has gone, so has our program. So they've left their mark. They kind of set the foundation for the future, and the future looks bright.
And then Stephanie Zielinski finished second all-time in career assists, second all-time in single-season assists, 5th in all-time digs, and 8th in single-season digs this season. Talk a little bit about her 4 years.
Wow. What a career. That's all you can really say. Coming in, and we knew she was capable of some of these things. Just didn't know it could be at the level that she accomplished. And it was great to have her for these 4 years and see her development and growth. It's been a challenge at times, but anything Stephanie's ever earned has been through her hard work and discipline and coachability. And so it's great to see her rise in the ranks in all those categories. And what I can say, what a career she's had.
And then freshman Sarah Schmid finished the season with a .355 hitting percentage. Also led the team in total kills. Then the hitting percentage ranked 4th on the single-season list at Rutgers. Talk a little bit about her year.
Great fresh year. All right, great first year, great freshman year. You come in there and she's a little bit better than we expected, which was a nice surprise. We knew she was good. We just didn't know she was going to be that efficient and that effective. And moving forward, she should only get better. As she gets more experience at the college level, gains a little bit of strength, and gets some more training under her belt. She's only going to get better and better. And it's a year. It's a great year because teams, scouted for her all year long in the conference, and she still was successful. So that's really hard to do at this level in the day and age of video and preparation that we put into our opponents. And there's no doubt in our mind that each time you played us, you had to be prepared for Sarah, and she still performed at that high of a level.
And then talk about what you do moving forward to continue the success that the program started.
We build off of this. We got a foundation. We're building on that foundation. We look at what we did well this year and try to address some of the things individually and as a team over the spring. We learned how to win out of conference. Now the next step is continuing that and learning how to win more in-conference games at home than you lose, and winning more on the road. And we took that next step, winning more games than we've ever on the road in the conference this year since we've been here. So that's kind of a part of the checklist. When you're making progress, it's easier to do the second time around. Now we've established we can be a good program outside the conference. Now we have to establish that we can be one in the conference.
Thanks, Coach.